Moving on to news from South Korea now, that has reported its highest ever daily COVID infection spike. In the last 24 hours, more than 400,000 COVID-19 cases were reported in the country. Officials say that the latest spike is the last biggest challenge facing the country and comes at a time when South Korean government is easing restrictions. Even as the Omicron variant drives up the infection numbers, health officials say that the government had anticipated caseloads in this ballpark and that they believe that the country was nearing the peak of the Omicron wave. Currently, South Korea is reporting the world's highest infection cases in last 1 week. It has reported over 2.3 million cases in that time. Note that the country has a population of 52 million, and when you look at the figures here, the daily infection spike does raise an alarm.
Honestly, it's been a while now since I stopped looking at the number of daily cases. However, the pandemic does feel a lot more personal now because I have people close to me testing positive.
Because the number of cases are increasing exponentially, I'm starting to get worried.
But apparently not everyone is alarmed. Some say that this spike is needed to return to their everyday life.
I believe it's a process of returning to normal everyday life.
The vast majority of South Korea's eligible population has been vaccinated. And despite the record number of infections in the country of 52 million people, death rates remain very low. Now, South Korean government had recently began easing its COVID restrictions after facing pressure from small businesses and self-employed Koreans. They say that the years-long curbs have pushed their businesses to the brink. Talking about the current curbs in South Korea, there is an 11 p.m. curfew for businesses. Private gatherings have been capped at 6 people. With that, South Korea will lift the mandatory quarantine on arrival from the 21st of March. And the government is expected to decide on whether to further loosen the curbs or keep the current ones in the coming days. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.